Yeah, what's going on, brothers and sisters? We back again. My wife right here, always.
Hi.
Yeah, we back to talk about some more things. We're gonna talk a little bit about, you know, mainly we're gonna talk about the resurrection,
Yes.
but we also gonna talk about, what happens to you when you die, and we're gonna touch real briefly on about people saying about reincarnation. So we're just gonna touch on that real brief too.
And where man was created
Mm-hmm.
for. Where?
Right.
You know,
Where do he
where?
dwell at?
Yeah, where he dwell at.
Yeah, where do man dwell? So.
Yes. Where does he dwell? Where's his dwelling?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get right to it. We're gonna start off with 2 Chronicles 15, 1 through 3. And it reads, And the Spirit of the Most High came upon Azariah, the son of Oded. Verse 2. And he went out to meet Asa, and said unto him, Hear ye me, Asa, and all Judah and Benjamin. The Lord is with you, while ye be with him, and if ye seek him, he will be found of you.
Mm-hmm.
But if ye forsake him, he will forsake you. So we just touching on a little bit what's going on right now, because it says he will be found of you, but if you forsake him, he will forsake you. So now we're going to go to verse 3. It says, Now for a long season Israel have been without the true God, and without a teaching priest, and without law.
Yes. So yeah, we're getting ready to get off. And we had to open up with that because when you're without something, you're lacking something.
Mm-hmm.
See, because when the Lord is your shepherd, you're not going to be in lack. You're not going to want.
No, you ain't.
So it was a long season that Israel was without the true God. They didn't know the true God.
They didn't know. We ain't know.
We didn't have a teaching priest, nor did we know his law.
No, without the law too. So
Yeah.
that's terrible, man.
To be in that state of darkness,
Right.
void of light.
And that's why you see what's going on now, and that's when we read about our ancestors, you see what happened back then with them too.
Yes.
So we're going to go there to Hosea chapter 3. We're going to just read the whole chapter because it ain't that many verses. Plus, it's going to bring out what we need to bring out.
Yes.
And say, Then said the Lord unto me, Go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord toward the children of Israel,
Toward Israel.
who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. Verse 2. So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for an homer of barley, and an half homer of barley. Verse 3. And I said unto her, Thou shalt abide for many days. Let me read that again. And I said unto her, Thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot.
That's right.
And thou shalt not be for another man. So will I also be for thee. Verse 4. For the children of Israel should abide many days without a king, what we just read,
Without a king.
And without a prince,
Yes, without a prince.
and without sacrifice, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Verse 5. Afterward should the children of Israel return
That's right.
and seek the Lord their God, and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness
Yes.
in the latter days.
In the latter days. So we wanted to open up showing you that even though it was prophesied that we would be without, in the latter days we would be seeking him. So we're right on the prophecy. Okay.
And from there, we're going to go to Hebrews chapter 9, verse 24 through 28. it say, for Mashiach is not entered into the holy places made with hands, which are the figures of the true, but into heaven itself.
But where?
But into heaven itself.
So that's where he's entered.
Now to appear in the presence of the Most High for us.
That's right. So he went there on our behalf for us.
Verse 25. Nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest entereth into the holy place every year with blood of others.
That's animal sacrificing.
Verse 26. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once in the, I think that's in the, my fault, my Bible was torn right here. End of the world.
That's right. But once in the end of the world, what's he doing?
Have he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself.
That's right.
That's what the Most High did. It was already written and prophesied through the prophets. He was going to send his son to be that sacrifice for the sins of the children of Israel.
That's right.
Verse 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die.
Now 3 times.
And as it is appointed unto men once to die.
Okay, once to die.
But after this, the judgment.
Yes.
So we came here to let it be known, it's appointed for man to die once. You don't come back as a butterfly.
No.
You don't come back as a centipede. You don't come back as, another person. It's appointed for man once to die.
Yes.
And then the judgment.
Then you got a judgment that you got to face.
Right. That's why we bring this out, because, it's teachings out here about reincarnation. And you can't find it nowhere in the scriptures.
No.
So that's why we wanted to bring it out real quick.
Yes.
And read that one more time. Verse 27, Hebrews 9:27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die.
It's appointed to who?
Men.
Men.
Once to die.
That's right.
But after this, the judgment.
And that's what's going to follow, the judgment. The death, the judgment.
The judgment.
Simple.
Yeah, that's simple. That's self-explanatory right there.
Anything outside of that is falsehood.
Falsehood. Verse 28. So Mashiach Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many.
Yes.
And unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation.
That's right, the second time. Because he already was manifested in the flesh. Now he's going to come back and we're going to see him the second time.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so from there, hold up. My man Rich said, may the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word. Love y'all. Love you too, Rich. Rich, appreciate that, brother.
Thank you for those words of encouragement.
Yes, indeed. So from there, we're going to go to Genesis 3:19.
So yeah, we're just in all our we're getting an understanding. So that, we won't be misled.
Right.
We want to know the truth.
That's why in the beginning we said we're going to touch a little bit on the, what's going on with what happens when you die.
Yes.
The resurrection. And we just touched on about man is appointed to die once. No reincarnation going on.
That's right.
So we're going to go to Genesis 3:19 now. It says, and the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground.
No, till you go to heaven.
Till thou return unto the ground.
That's right.
For out of it was thou taken. For dust thou art.
Yes.
And unto dust shalt thou return. So we let it be known, a lot of our people believe, once you're gone or your loved one's gone, then heaven looking down on you. But we're going to bring out the understanding about that's not what's happening.
Yes.
That's not true.
Yeah, we want all truth to come out.
All truth to come out, yeah. All these lies got to be shown to be lies. And the truth must come out and be taught the right way, how it's supposed to be. So it already just said, I'm reading one more time. And this is Genesis 3:19. And the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. Now from there we're going to go to Ecclesiastes 12:7. Ecclesiastes 12:7. Let's see what's going on there.
Yes. So everybody can be informed about what's written.
Right.
From the Father's word of truth. Because this is the Father's word. He gave it. And great was that company that published it. And that's a good thing to publish the word of the Most High.
Yes, it is. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, now we're going to go to Ecclesiastes 12:7. It says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High, who gave it. So that's what happened. The spirit returned to the Most High, who gave it. And we're going to explain and show about what that's talking about too. Why it says that. Because the Most High, He gave the breath of life. You know what I'm saying? He made that man a living soul. So we're going to see. We're going to go to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 15:11. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 15:11 say, for as much as he knew not his maker, and him that inspired into him an active soul, and breathed in a living spirit. So he breathed that living spirit into man. So when it's talking about the spirit going back to the Most High, because He created everything.
He gave you life.
He gave you life. So when the life come out of you, it goes back to the Most High. But guess what? You still going to have to get woke up and get judged. And we're going to go into that. We're going to go into that to show what that's talking about.
Yes.
But everybody should know that the Most High, He is the creator of life, because He made everything. He made and put that life into all men, that spirit, and gave you that breath to breathe. That's the life.
Yep, to keep you alive.
So from there, we're going to go to Genesis 6:3.
And it's a good thing to acknowledge who's keeping you alive.
Yeah, it's a good thing to know that.
And understand how this works from the beginning.
And Genesis 6:3 say, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with men.
What did He say?
And the Lord said, my spirit,
His spirit,
shall not always strive with man. For that he also is flesh.
Yes.
Yet his days shall be 120 years.
See that? So that's the Most High numbering your days. So it's in His power to actually prolong the days.
Right.
You could, back in the day in Genesis 5, if you go back and read that, they were living for hundreds of years.
Right. They was living 8, 9, all that. Long time.
Long time. And then He just shortened the life expectancy.
Yeah, He did.
But it was in His power to do that. That just
Right.
goes to show you how powerful the Most High is.
Exactly.
That He can prolong days and number days. And so we got a little glimpse in Genesis 5 about how long our ancestors was living way back then.
Way back
Sons
then.
of Adam and those generations. So if you have time, go to Genesis 5 and see how the Most High prolonged their days. And we just read Genesis 6, how He made it 120. If you live beyond that, it was a blessing.
A
But
blessing, yeah.
we just are showing that the power of life on however you live is in the Most High's hand.
Exactly. And we showing, and then when you do die, it's letting you know where you at. You rest. You asleep. You resting. You don't ascend to heaven when you die.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that out.
You know what I'm saying? That's not
you
what
go to
happens
the
when you
dust.
die. And you go back to the dust.
He already said
how He
that.
made you from dust. He made you dust. You return. That's why we brought that out to show that.
Yes.
And now we're about to show in Psalms 115:16. We about to show y'all something real quick. Psalms 115 verse 16 say, "The heaven, even the heavens, are the Lord's."
Yes, they are.
So the heavens,
Mm-hmm.
which we can't see and reach, is the Lord's.
Mm-hmm. And heaven itself, his throne, is his.
But the earth,
But what?
the earth,
The earth.
have he given
Mm-hmm.
to the children of men.
That's who he gave the earth to.
He gave the earth to the children of men. So when we pass on, we're not dwelling in heaven with the Most High. It already lets you know right here. The heaven, even the heavens, are the Lord's.
Mm-hmm. That's his dwelling.
That's where he dwells.
Now, where does man dwell?
But the earth
But the earth.
have he given to the children of men.
That's right. So we can understand whose dwelling is what.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the heaven itself and the earth itself.
Right.
So that's clear.
That's clear cut right
So
there.
that we can understand that. Where earth, where man lives, and heaven, where the Most High dwells. His spirit.
That's where he dwells.
Yes, that's his dwelling. That's his throne.
Right. And from there we're going to go to Isaiah 45:12.
Yes.
It say, "I have made the earth
Mm-hmm.
and created man upon it."
That's where he made it. What about, did you say the moon? He created man for the moon?
Nah, he ain't make the man for the moon. Man ain't even reached the moon. That's another lie.
Well, what did it say? I just want to know.
I have made the earth
Mm-hmm.
and created man upon it.
Oh, okay. So it's another second witness.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't change that.
Ain't changed.
Okay.
I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens,
Yes.
and all their host have I commanded.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So that's just showing you, letting you know, the heavens is for the Most High, His Son and angels, and earth is for mankind, who He created to dwell on.
Mm-hmm.
We don't dwell in the heavens.
Yes, and that's where the dominion is. So when
Yeah, we
he
don't-
gave Adam, he said, have dominion
Mm-hmm.
over the earth.
Right. And see, what we saying right now, y'all probably like, why y'all gonna see when we start talking more why we saying this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why we bringing this out. And from there, we're going to go to John 3:12.
Yes. Because the question is, when man dies, does he go to heaven?
Right. Do it?
Once he yields up the ghost
Mm-hmm.
and the breath is gone out of it,
Right.
does he ascend up to the heavens? And we're going to get the answer from the Most High's word.
Right. That's what we're going to stay at.
Yes. We're going to stay in his word so we can be understood. Clearly understood.
Mm-hmm.
And get that understanding.
Yep. So from there, we're going to go to John 3:12 and 13. Okay, so John 3:12 say, "If I have told you earthly things, and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things?"
Mm-hmm. Which we already know that's in secret where the Father dwells.
Mm-hmm. "And no man have ascended up to heaven."
Wait. He said some men did.
"And no man have ascended up to heaven." No man.
Wait. One more time you said no man?
"And no man have ascended up to heaven."
So no man went to heaven.
No man ascended
Ascended
up to
up.
heaven. But he that came down from heaven,
But he that came down from heaven. Who else?
even the Son of Man, which is in heaven.
That's right.
So the Son of Man,
Yes.
he's the one that can say that happened, because that's what he did.
That's right.
But as far as us,
Mm-hmm.
we can't sit there and say, I died and went to heaven.
Yes.
That's all the movies and all this stuff they try to put into our minds to believe that. That's not true.
So if someone tries to tell you that they have loved ones and family members in heaven, what verse and chapter do you give them to say, no, that's not written?
Right. You got to show that.
What chapter is that?
This is John 3,
Mm-hmm. And what verse?
12 and 13.
So in verse 13, you show them John 3:13.
Mm-hmm.
No, Christ, Mashiach came and taught us no man goes up to heaven
Right.
unless you came down from heaven. You can't ascend up to heaven.
You can't. You can't. And that's why he said, if I have told you earthly things
Mm-hmm.
and ye believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't believe the earthly things that's going on, how are you going to understand the heavenly things?
Yes.
So, that's what it's talking about.
What's mean said?
No, Rich put something. He said, in the court, he said, in the spirit on constructive debate, read 2 Corinthians 5:8. We'll read that one of these times, Rich. But you about to see what's going on here. If you watch a little longer, you'll see. So, like I just said, like the scripture said, if I have told you earthly things and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
Mm-hmm.
And no man have ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man which is in heaven.
Yes.
So that's just how it is. Nobody can't tell me nothing different to fool me, because this is my shock. The Most High Son is giving and telling us what's happening with this.
Yes, and we want to be comforted through the words of truth.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's times when we go through sorrow and pain
Mm-hmm.
because of our loved ones and friends that, you know, have passed on. But we have to understand the Son of Man's testimony of man not ascended up to the heavens, but the Son of Man who came from in the heavens.
Exactly.
So we're only on this earth, and we're just showing you the process of how they created it, the laws of the earth and man, and where he goes after he dies.
Exactly. So now we about to go to John 8:21 through 26.
Yes.
It says, then said Yahushua again unto them, I go my way,
Mm-hmm.
and ye shall seek me, and shall die in your sins. Whither I go, ye cannot come.
Mm-hmm.
Then said the Jews, will he kill himself? Because he said, whither I go, you cannot come? So they don't even understand what he's talking about right now.
Yeah, because like he said, earthly things versus heavenly things.
Exactly. They don't even get it.
They're not even understanding it.
They don't understand it. So verse 23 says, and he said unto them, ye are from beneath.
That's the earth.
I am from above.
That's the heavens.
Ye are of this world.
Mm-hmm.
I am not of this world.
That's right.
Verse 24, I said therefore unto you that ye shall die in your sins, for if ye believe not that I am he, ye shall die in your sins.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 25, then said they unto him, who art thou? And Yahushua said unto them, even the same that I said unto you from the beginning. Verse 26, I have many things to say and to judge of you, but he that sent me is true.
Yes, he is.
And I speak to the world those things which I have heard of him.
Mm-hmm. See that? He's only speaking what the Father is telling him to speak.
That's it.
He's not coming to make up doctrines.
He's making up nothing. He's speaking what his Father told him to speak, and he's speaking pure words, which they can't receive because, like he said, earthly things you might understand, but you don't understand it. How can you not understand that? The earthly things, you think you understand the heavenly things if I try to tell you that? You ain't going to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Because he came to speak the word and truth, man, his Father's word. And they can't even receive that because it's too much for certain people.
And the things that were not seen, he came to bring them to light.
Mm-hmm.
And it had to have been an ear to hear what the Spirit was saying, to see if you were going to believe the words that he spoke in truth.
Exactly.
So yeah, they were like, where is he going? They didn't even know where he was
They
going to go.
didn't even know.
That he was going to go ascend back to where he came from.
And see, they didn't even understand because the prophets, they knew what was going on because it was written of him, but they didn't get it. Just like some of our people nowadays, they don't get it either. They don't understand what's written. So from there we go to John 13:31 through 36. And it says, therefore, when he was gone out, Yahushua said, now is the Son of Man glorified.
Yes.
And the Most High is glorified in him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 32, if the Most High be glorified in him, the Most High shall also glorify him in himself, and shall straightway glorify him. Verse 33, little children, Yet a little while I am with you. Ye shall seek me, and as I said unto the Jews, whither I go, you cannot come.
That's right. Where he's going, they can't come. Like he told the Jews, he's telling the disciples the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The place that he's going, which is heaven,
go.
you can't go there.
Because he's sitting on the right hand of his Father. You can't sit there. You can't go there.
Because you didn't come down from heaven.
Right.
You were made for earth.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, whither, what did he say?
Whither I go, ye cannot come.
That's right.
So now I say to you, 34, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another.
Yes.
As I have loved you.
That's right.
That ye also love one another.
Yes.
Verse 35, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
That's right.
If ye have love one to another.
That's correct. So understand also that not only did he tell the Jews that you couldn't go to heaven, he's telling the disciples they can't go to heaven. Mm-hmm. So that means none of us can either.
Nah, we can't go there.
No, because man was made for this earth.
Exactly. That's the Most High. Why do you think the Most High created the earth for?
Yes.
He created the earth for man to dwell on it.
Yes.
If he didn't want to do that, he would have had everybody dwelling where he dwells at. Mm-hmm. That's why he made the earth and made man and everybody else to dwell on earth. Y'all got to understand and get some understanding what the scripture's talking about. It's a reason why he made man to dwell on earth. And he and the angels and his son is sitting in heaven, man.
And he knows about the death aspect of it, but there's a plan for that. Mm-hmm. And the plan was not that when you die on this earth, you go straight to the throne of the Most High, which is heaven.
It don't work that way.
Because he's going to fix all this. Mm-hmm. All that we see now, the death and the sorrow, there's a plan for that. Right. That's why his son was manifested, to destroy the works of the devil.
Exactly. And all this is not for nothing. That's what y'all understand. When you die, it's not all for nothing. You got the ones who truly serve and believe, they got hope in that resurrection, which we're going to tell you. We ain't even get to that yet.
Oh, we about to.
Y'all about to see what we're talking about.
Oh, yes. We're getting ready to show you what it is to live on this earth and then to be resurrected.
Exactly.
So it just depends on what your faith is and what you believe in, but we're going to teach the scriptures.
Exactly. So verse 36 say, Simon Peter said unto him, Lord, whither goest thou?
See that? He wants to know, where are you going?
Yahushua, Jesus, answered him, whither I go, thou canst not follow me now.
He told him that. Right now, right then and there, you couldn't go with him.
But thou shalt follow me afterwards.
That's right. But in the hereafter, we'll all meet each other.
But right now, you can't go where I'm going. I'm going back to the Father.
Yeah.
You can't go there.
Not right now.
Not
but
right now. Afterwards.
When everything is put together and put in place in the Father's power, then you can be where I am.
Right.
And we're going to touch more on that.
Mm-hmm. So from there, that was John 13. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to go from there to Acts 1.
Yes. Because, a lot of people think that, the popular teaching is that we go to heaven when we die.
Yeah,
so let's look at the apostles that actually rode with the Messiah about what was their question.
Right.
Let's see if they had a true understanding about where did they go. So let's see. We're going to go in Acts.
Acts 1, 6 through 11.
Yes.
And say, when they therefore were come together,
the apostles,
they asked of him,
yes,
saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
He said to restore the kingdom? To who?
At this time, restore again the kingdom to Israel.
See? So they're asking for the restoration. They didn't think that they were going to go to heaven.
Nah.
Because they already was taught by him.
They already knew.
You're not coming where I'm coming right now.
Exactly.
So what else did he say?
So they said, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Verse 7. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons.
Okay.
Which the Father, the Most High,
yes,
have put in his own power.
That's his power. His own power.
Verse 8. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you.
Yes.
And ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem.
And where else?
And in all Judea.
And where else?
And in Samaria.
That's right.
and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
That's correct. Now we're getting ready to see if the angel is getting ready to come and tell them the same thing.
Right.
Okay.
Verse 9, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up.
Yes.
And a cloud received him out of their sight. Verse 10, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel.
And what they say?
Verse 11, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven.
Where'd he go?
Into heaven.
He went into heaven. He's taken up into heaven. Then what?
Shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
That's right. So that's where he was explaining. You can't come where I'm at now, but the same manner that you see him ascend up is the same manner you're going to see him descend back down to this earth.
Exactly. That's how you're going to see
That's how it's going to come.
Right.
He's going to come to us. We're not going to go to him. He's going to come to us.
Right. And we're going to have dominion on earth, not in heaven. We're not going to be in heaven.
That's the Father's throne.
That's the Most High. That's his throne.
Yes. Go read Isaiah 66 and you'll see what the prophet said.
Yeah, we don't dwell there. He made this earth for us to dwell on. Now from there we're going to go to Revelation 1:7.
Yes.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 7 say, behold, he cometh with clouds.
He's coming.
And every eye shall see him.
That's correct.
Now if he's coming with clouds and every eye shall see him, how is everybody in heaven that passed on? Okay. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So they're going to see. When that day come, all the eyes, the ones that will sleep, they're going to wake up and they're going to see.
And that's the second coming.
That's the second coming.
Yes.
They're going to see that.
The first coming, we didn't even witness that. We're just relying on the witnesses of the Father.
Right.
But this second coming, everybody going to witness
Everybody going to witness that.
It's coming. And that's just the power of the Most High. And that's how he set it up. So we're still, showing everybody this is how it works. So that any of those false teachings that went out, you can throw those false teachings away.
Yeah, throw that away.
And put the truth into your spirit, your inward man.
Yeah, put that away. Throw that away, please. And just come back to what's written.
And teach your children the truth.
And teach your children the truth, too. Because there's so many lies going on out here. All these spirits getting busy out here with these lies. Don't listen to that. Stick to what's written, and you will never go wrong.
That's correct.
Now, from there, we're going to go to Hosea 6:1-3. And say, come and let us return unto the Lord. For he have torn, and he will heal us.
That's correct. The same one who tore us is going to heal us.
Because he said he chastened or chastised the ones that he loves. So he loves us. That's why it says, come and let us return to the Lord. For he have torn, and he will heal us. He have smitten, and he will bind us up.
That's correct.
Verse 2. After 2 days, he will revive us.
How many days?
After 2 days,
okay,
he will revive us.
And what's he going to do on the third day?
And the third day, he will raise us up.
That's right. Doesn't that sound familiar? The third day?
Oh, that sound familiar?
He's
and the third day, he shall raise us up? Where you hear that from?
What's up with the third day?
Right. And we shall live in his sight.
That's correct.
Verse 3.
So the prophets, they're witnessing to the resurrection.
They already know. The prophets knew about the resurrection.
Yes, they did.
They knew about it. Verse 3. Then shall we know if we follow on to know the Lord.
Yes, at that time you're going to know who really followed the Most High.
Right. His going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as the rain.
That's right.
As the latter and former rain unto the earth.
That's correct. That's how the second coming is coming.
Right.
The latter and the former rain to this earth.
Yes,
so
indeed.
that's why I said to the earth. Because that's where we live. As mankind, we are created for this earth. So he's coming to the earth where the dwelling of man is.
Exactly. Now remember in Hosea what we just read, what we said. Remember that. If you don't remember, check it out again, because we about to go into something right now that's going to bring out something that was said by the prophet right here. He knew what was up.
Mm-hmm.
So we about to go right now into 1 Corinthians. And watch, it's a lot of meat up in here, so
yes.
Pay attention, brothers and sisters, what's going on.
Pay attention to the wisdom that was given to our brother.
Mm-hmm. Now, hopefully y'all can read that whole chapter, 1 Corinthians 15, but we're going to pretty much read the whole chapter, but we're just going to go to certain parts. Now, we're going to start off with 1 Corinthians 15, 3 through 7 first.
Yes, because we're going to clear this up about belief and unbelief of this resurrection appointed.
Right. So it says, "For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Mashiach Christ died for our sins according to the scriptures."
That's right. Not his own mind that he made up.
According to the scriptures.
As it is written.
As it is written. Verse 4. "And that he was buried. And that he rose again the third day."
That's right.
According to the scriptures.
That's right. That third day.
We just read that in Hosea.
2 days I will revive. Third day he rose again.
Exactly. Verse 5. "And that he was seen of Cephas, then of the 12.
That's right. Cephas is Peter. Apostle Peter.
Verse 6. "After that he was seen of above 500 brethren at once, of whom the greater part remain unto this present, but some are fallen asleep." Verse 7. "After that he was seen of James, then of all the apostles." Okay, so from there we're going to go to verse 12. It says, "Now, if Mashiach Christ be preached that he rose from the dead, how say some among you that there is no resurrection of the dead?"
Yeah, how you just going to skip over the resurrection and put everybody in heaven? Or say, there's no resurrection. There's no hope. After you die, that's it.
So is it after you die? Either you go to heaven, or you just, you just no more. It's nothing.
Yeah. So he's asking, how are you guys saying that there's no resurrection? So let's see what else he's about to bring out.
Verse 12, read it again. "Now, if Mashiach be preached that he rose from the dead,"
yes, he did,
"how say some among you that there is no resurrection of the dead?"
Yeah, how are you saying that? When we're preaching Christ rose from the dead.
Verse 13, "But if there be no resurrection of the dead, then is Mashiach Christ not risen?" Verse 14, "And if Christ be not risen, then is our preaching vain, and your faith is also vain."
Yeah.
So you ain't got your faith is vain if you don't believe that.
Yeah. If you saying that didn't happen, then you got vain faith.
Right.
It don't mean nothing.
Nothing. Verse 15, "Yea, and we are found false witnesses of the Most High."
You're a liar then, if that never happened.
"Because we have testified of the Most High that he raised up Mashiach Christ."
Who raised up Christ?
The Most High.
Yes.
That he raised up Christ.
And that's the testimony. That's what they're testifying.
"Whom he raised not." I got some ink right here. He raised not. Hold on, I got to see what that word say.
Okay.
"Who raised not." I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians. Yeah, my Bible got a little ink stain on it. My bad. That's verse 29. Okay, it says, "Else what shall they do which..." No, hold up. That's verse 29. Yeah. "Else what shall they do which are baptized for the dead, if the dead rise not at all?" Let me make sure my verse. Yeah. Oh, that's what it says, "not at all." Okay. "Why are they then baptized for the dead?" Okay. Let me read that again. Verse 29. "Else what shall they do which are baptized for the dead, if the dead rise not at all? Why are they then baptized for the dead?" Verse 30. "And why stand we in jeopardy every hour?" Verse 31. I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in Mashiach Yahushua our Lord. I die daily. Verse 32. If after the manner of men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus, what advantage it me if the dead rise not? Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. Verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. So he let you know, man, I witnessed this, and I don't care what none of y'all say. Y'all, I know this from the Most High revealing this to us, from me seeing His Son and walking and hearing His voice and seeing what's going on. And He's just letting y'all know what's going on here, if y'all can understand what's talking about. That's why He said, I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in Mashiach Yahushua our Lord. I die daily. 32. If after the manner of men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus, what advantage it me if the dead rise not? Mm-hmm. That's a question.
Yeah, he ain't going to be fighting and putting his life in jeopardy if there's no resurrection, no hope for the soul to be saved.
Right. Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. Verse 33, that's why he said this right here. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. Mm-hmm. Because if you heard all that stuff, it's going to corrupt your good manners. Don't listen to that evil communication.
I think you just can rise up and play the Most High. No, not thinking that's going to be another day if you really believe in the saving of the soul.
Exactly.
So what else is it saying?
34, awake to righteousness.
That's what you awake to, not rising up and playing. Awake to righteousness.
Awake to righteousness and sin not.
That's right. Come out of that.
For some have not the knowledge of the Most High.
No, they don't. And that's why they're the way they are.
Right, and that's why they speaking how they speak, and they don't understand because they don't have the knowledge of the Most High.
And they don't want it.
And they don't want it. He said, I speak this to your shame.
That is shameful.
Verse 35, but some man will say, how are the dead raised up?
Yeah, some people say, wait, how does that happen?
Yeah, how? And with what body do they come?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 36, thou fool.
What did he call it?
Thou fool.
Okay, now let him educate us.
That which thou sowest is not quickening. It's not quickened, except it die.
Okay.
37, and that which thou sowest not that body that shall be, but bare grain, it might chance of wheat or of some other grain.
Okay. What else is he teaching us?
38, but the Most High giveth it a body as it hath pleased Him.
That's right.
And to every seed his own body. 39, all flesh is not the same flesh.
Okay.
But there's one kind of flesh of men.
That's right. One kind of flesh of men. So that throws away the Neanderthals or mixed in with the Nephilims and whatever else. No, there's one kind of flesh of men.
One kind of flesh of men.
So throw away all those
Throw away all that
doctrines.
stuff you're talking about, that wild stuff.
One flesh of men. So there's only men. Not mixed in with angels.
With hybrids and all this Neanderthals and angels came and slept with the Nephilims or slept with the daughters, whatever the crazy stuff y'all talking about.
Laboratory
none of that wild stuff. Laboratory experiment. No.
One flesh
all
of men.
Flesh is not the same flesh.
Okay.
But there's one kind of flesh of men.
One. So if somebody said, no, it's not. It's different types. One.
One flesh of men.
That's right.
Another flesh of beasts.
That's right.
So ain't no cross, another flesh of beasts. Another of fishes.
Yes.
So you ain't no fish even.
No, you can't come back a mermaid or, any of those mythology.
None of that. And another of birds. So you ain't that even.
Kind of beast, a kind of birds, a kind of, man. What else?
It says there are also celestial bodies.
That's right.
And bodies terrestrial.
That's correct.
And it's telling you it's heavenly and earthly.
Right. That's
what that's talking about. But the glory of the celestial is one.
Yes, it is. That's one glory.
And the glory of the terrestrial is another.
That's right. That's another glory that the Most High created. Heavenly, earthly.
Earthly. Verse 41. There's one glory of the sun.
Yes, it is.
And another glory of the moon.
That's right.
And another glory of the stars.
That's correct.
For one star differeth from another star in glory. Verse 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead.
So also is the what?
Resurrection of the dead.
The resurrection of the dead. Let's hear our brother out. What you got to say?
It is sown in corruption.
That's right.
It is raised in incorruption.
That's right. And we've seen that through his son.
Exactly. Showed that example.
The process of how this is working. Okay, then what else?
Verse 43, it is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory.
It's raised in glory. Wasn't he raised in glory?
Yeah, he was.
He's showing us this wisdom about how the Father is showing us his power.
Right. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power.
It's raised up in that power of the Most High.
Verse 44, it is sown a natural body.
Yes, it is.
It is raised a spiritual body.
That's correct.
There is a natural body.
That's right. It's a natural body.
And there is a spiritual body.
And there's a spiritual body. What came first?
45. And so it is written, the first man, Adam,
First man, Adam,
was made a living soul.
that's what he was made.
The last Adam
What was he made?
was made a quickening spirit.
A quickening spirit. Natural body, the first Adam. And then that last Adam was made a quickening spirit. So it's showing us that spiritual body and that natural body. And we're getting ready to touch on what came first. He getting ready to tell us.
Yeah, and right here, mine it says, it got at the box says life-giving, when it says quickening spirit.
Yes, life-giving back into you.
Verse 46, howbeit that was not first which is spiritual.
Yes, that spiritual body, that didn't come first. But what came first?
But that which is natural.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what came first.
And afterward, that which is spiritual.
Then afterward. That's correct.
47, the first man is of the earth.
Yes.
Earthly. The second man is the Lord from heaven.
From heaven, the one who came down from heaven. Okay.
48, as is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly.
That's correct.
And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
Yes.
49, and as we have borne the image of the earthly,
That's correct. So
which from the beginning we knew that we born the image of the earthly because it was already shown.
That's correct, which is the terrestrial.
We shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
That's right, which is the celestial. That's correct, because they all have their glory. So we grow from glory to glory. Terrestrial, celestial. Corruption, incorruption. Mortality, immortality.
Right.
The natural, the spiritual body. That's how the Father's doing this.
That's how
and
your
He's showing
operation
us.
works.
Yes.
Verse 50, now this I say, brethren,
Yes.
that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
No, it cannot.
Neither does corruption inherit incorruption.
No, it does not.
51, behold, I shew you a mystery.
Go on, Brother Paul. Show us.
We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
That's right. And he already went over the changes.
52, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye.
That's correct.
At the last trump.
When?
At the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound,
And then what's going to happen?
and the dead shall be raised incorruptible.
That's right.
And we shall be changed. And that's what we wait for. That's why we serving the Most High.
Yes.
And that's why we believe how we do, because we understand the promises coming to us that believe and have that faith and that hope to understand the word.
That's correct. To awake to righteousness.
You're
Not to
damn right.
rise up and play like there's no another day.
Right.
But awake to his righteousness.
His
Seek ye
righteousness.
the kingdom and its righteousness. And these things shall be added unto you.
Yes, indeed. Verse 53. For this corruptible must be... Let me read it again. For this corruptible must put on incorruptible.
That's right. The flesh that dies got to put on immortality. That clothing, that garment of praise.
And this mortal must put on immortality.
Ooh, Ooh, that's powerful.
Got to, yeah. Got to.
Talking about change of apparel.
Right.
Ain't no sewing machine could do this.
No sewing machine, nothing you wear could do this right here.
No, this is the fine linen of the saints.
Verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruptible, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
Also, too, you know how it says when there's corruption? Because remember how we started off in Genesis and we touched on about how his spirit would no longer strive with men, but then he reduced the life expectancy. So when there's corruption, which actually ages, it your body gets old.
Yeah.
But that corruption is gonna put on incorruption.
Right.
You ain't gonna have that body that ages.
Nope.
It's gonna live forever.
Right.
So that's the power of the Most High. That's what Paul is showing us.
He letting us know. He expounded more on it.
Yes.
That's all.
That's all.
All the prophets, the apostles, they all agree.
Yes.
Mashiach, everybody in the agreement, because it's all come from the Most High.
Yes. He's teaching us.
He's teaching us.
He taught everybody in heaven, and now he's teaching all his children on this earth.
Right. Verse 55. Oh, let me read 54 one more time. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption,
Ooh.
and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
Yes.
Verse 55. Oh, death, where is thy sting? Now it's like when it got swallowed, where's thy sting at? Where you at? You ain't doing no.
You don't got no
power.
power.
No power.
No power over here with this change of apparel.
Right. Oh, grave, where is thy victory?
Even talking noise to the grave.
No more.
You're a loser, grave.
Yeah. Ain't happening no more.
No, it's not going to be no more hold and sell for the living.
Right. Verse 56. The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Verse 57. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory.
Yes.
Through our Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
That's right. So we wouldn't get condemned when we did wrong.
Verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast.
Be steadfast. Be led of the Spirit.
Unmovable.
Don't be moved. Don't waver.
Always abounding in the work of the Lord.
Always. Not sometimey.
Always.
Not wishy-washy. Always abounding in his work.
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
No, it's not. It's going to yield a righteous reward.
Right.
Eternal life.
And that's what we striving for.
That's right. The kingdom prepared for us.
Yeah.
It's in our Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom.
Yeah.
Like the apostles were saying in Acts chapter 1. Is this the time that the kingdom is coming to Israel?
Right.
Because during that time, the Romans was ruling. And we already know the times wherever we live in this world, who's ruling now.
Right.
We already know the ultimate ruler sits on the throne in heaven.
Oh, yeah. Just waiting.
Yeah, just waiting to actually manifest everything that is written and fulfill it in righteousness.
Exactly. So from there, we're going to go to John 11.
Yes.
14 through 25.
Now let's see about some of our ancestors, about where their mind was.
And see what happened, what's going on.
Yes.
It said, then said Yahweh Shai unto them plainly, Lazarus is dead. 15. And I am glad for your sakes that I was not there, to the intent ye may believe. Nevertheless, let us go unto him.
Okay.
Verse 16. So he said, for your intent, I'm glad I wasn't there so you can't believe. He's about to show you something. Verse 16. Then said Thomas, which is called Didymus, unto his fellow disciples, let us also go, that we may die with him. Verse 17. Then when Yahushua came, he found that he had lain in the grave 4 days already. Verse 18. Now Bethany was nigh unto Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs off. Verse 19. And many of the Jews came to Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Verse 20. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Yahushua was coming, went and met him, but Mary sat still in the house. 21. Then said Martha unto Yahushua, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. Verse 22. But I know that even now, whatsoever wilt ask of the Most High will give it thee. So they already know who Mashiach was, who got that he gets he was sent from his father, and his father gave him the power when he was here on dwelling on earth.
And she knew if he asked anything, the Father would hear him.
Exactly.
Because the Father don't hear the prayer of a sinner.
Nah, he don't hear that.
So let's see what Martha and Christ is about to talk about. Mashiach.
Right. Verse 23. Yahushua said unto her, thy brother shall rise again.
What did he tell her?
Thy brother shall rise again.
Your brother's going to rise again.
Verse 24. Martha said unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection.
Wait. What did she say?
I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection.
Oh, so she didn't say he was in heaven looking down.
I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection.
Oh, in the resurrection. He's going to rise in the resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At the last day.
At the last day.
So she understood about what happens when you leave this earth, when you die.
Because her brother had already fallen on sleep. He died.
Mm-hmm.
So she knows about the last day and the resurrection.
And the resurrection.
Both.
Right.
Okay. And let's see what else they got to say. We're coming here so that we can educate people to understand the process of how the Father allows the body to fall on sleep and what he taught us. After it dies, what happens?
Verse 25.
Okay.
Yahushua said unto her, I am the resurrection.
What did he say?
I am the resurrection.
That's right. So he has the power to raise the dead.
And the life.
That's right.
He that believeth in me,
That's correct.
though he were dead, yet shall he live.
That's right. Even though he died or though he was dead, he gonna live. Just by believing in him, that he's the resurrection.
Yeah.
That the Father sent him to raise the dead in the last day.
Right. I got to read these last two verses real quick.
Okay.
It says, and whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die.
Whosoever what?
And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? 27. She saith unto him, Yea, Lord, I believe thou art the Christ, the Son of the Most High.
What did she say? What was her testimony?
She saith unto him, Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Mashiach,
that's correct.
the Son of the Most High, which shall come into the world.
Yes.
So she understood the prophecies written by the prophets and what was going on about the Most High having his Son come into the world. Our ancestors understood that and knew the prophecies and what was going on.
And we have to understand this too.
And we got to understand it too.
Darkness has went out and they don't even comprehend the light.
No, they don't.
So we got to come back into the word of truth and let the light shine on our hearts so that our minds can think clearly about what even Martha knew.
Right.
Martha knew what time it was.
She knew what time it was.
Yes, she knew what was going on in the Father's will.
Exactly.
And his will going to be done on this earth.
Oh, it's going to be done.
Oh, as it is in heaven. Isn't eternal life in heaven? Yes.
Yeah.
So he going to bring that same life, which he said, I'm the resurrection.
Exactly.
And if you eat from that tree, woo, you're going to live forever.
Yeah. So from there, we're going to go to Isaiah 26, 19 through 21.
Yes. To confirm what Martha knew.
It say, thy dead men shall live.
Thy dead man going to do what?
Shall live.
It's going to live.
Together with my dead body.
That's right.
Shall they arise. Now, why is this saying that? We read about and hear about what Isaiah was talking about. Let me read that one more time. Isaiah
What chapter?
26:19.
Okay.
Thy dead men shall live. Together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in dust.
That dwell where?
In dust.
In dust.
What's dust? That's sleep.
That's
in
right.
In the ground.
In the ground. In the grave. You died.
For thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead.
The earth is going to cast out the dead. So Christ came to teach Martha that he's the resurrection. So that's why it's saying, thy dead men. With who? Whose body?
Thy dead men shall live together with my dead body.
With his dead body.
Shall they arise.
That's right. So that's the prophecy to show you the power of how this resurrection would happen. What else?
Awake and sing, ye that dwell in dust, for thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead.
Yes.
Verse 20, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors, about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Verse 21, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the habitations of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also should disclose her blood.
He gonna punish who?
The inhabitants of the earth.
Okay.
For their iniquity. The earth also should disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
That's right. No more cover her slain. No more.
And let's see what's going on with that. We're about to go to Revelation 11. Revelation 11, 18 and 19. And it say, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead.
The time of who?
And the time of the dead.
Okay.
That they should be judged.
Because man is appointed to die, the time of the dead, once, and then the judgment. That they should be what?
That they should be judged.
They're going to be judged. Then what?
And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants.
Yes, the ones who serve the Most High. And what else?
The prophets, and to the saints.
Yes.
And them that fear thy name.
That's correct.
Small and great. And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
He's coming out to punish.
Verse 19. And the temple of the Most High was open in heaven.
That's where it's at. It ain't in Rome.
Nah.
It's in heaven.
It's in heaven.
That's where the Ark of the Testament is. And when it was open, what happened?
And there was seen in his temple the ark of his testament. And there were lightnings and voices and thunderings and an earthquake and great hail.
Yes. So here we are at that end time judgment. And he's opening up heaven. And we already know that's the second coming.
Yeah.
And the time of the dead that they should be judged.
Yeah.
So we're hopefully you're getting an understanding about man's appointment with death.
Right.
But also man's appointment with resurrection.
Because it's a resurrection that's going to happen. You know, it's already written and prophesied, and we believe in the saving of souls, and we believe what's written. So we just want our people to understand, you know, about what's going on with death. You know, where we dwell at, you know, when we die. Are we dwelling in the heavens? No. Are we coming back as a bird or whatever, reincarnation? No. Is it a resurrection? Yes. It's a resurrection coming.
And all those scriptures that we brought out, you can go back and study them. So that you can have a thorough understanding on what's written.
Please read it from the first chapter, the first verse, all the way throughout, so you can understand it clearly, without a shadow of a doubt, what's going on with that. So we about to bring out Galatians now, 1:1. It say, Paul, an apostle, not of men.
Nope.
Neither by man.
That's right. Who is it by?
But by Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
That's right.
And God the Father.
And what did God the Father do?
Who raised him from the dead.
What did God the Father do to his son?
Who raised him from the dead.
That's right. So that's resurrection right there.
And guess what? That's showing you the power of the Most High.
Didn't he show us that?
That's showing you the power of the Most High to raise up his son from the dead.
Yes.
That's power.
Yes, it is.
No man could do that.
No.
No man can't do that.
See, that first Adam, we just saw how he pronounced them to die. But this last Adam, he's quickening it so that he can live forever.
Exactly. Yep. Okay, so from there, we go to 1 Thessalonians now.
That's right. So we have hope with the Father because of what he did with this last Adam. So just stick in there and be of good cheer, for his son already overcame this world.
Yep.
You just got to endure to the end. And
that's it.
And when you endure to the end, you shall be saved.
Should be saved.
Just overcome.
Okay, we're going to go to 1 Thessalonians 4. And we're going to go to 13. Start at verse, let me see if that's right. Yeah, 13 through 18.
Yeah, we're going to get information that Martha already knew. If you didn't know, now we're getting ready
Now
to
you
know.
gonna know.
Paul getting ready to bring it out.
Right. Okay, it says, but I would not have you to be ignorant.
Yeah, don't be ignorant. Don't lack knowledge.
Brethren.
Yes.
Concerning them which are asleep.
Mm-hmm. And this sleep is what? Is this going to bed sleep or going dying?
That ye sorrow not.
That's right.
Even as others which have no hope.
Mm-hmm.
And we already know this sleep is they resting.
That's right.
You know, they resting because they passed on.
Yes.
So that's what that sleep talking about.
That's correct.
Now he said, but I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep
Mm-hmm.
and have died. It says right here. We should know that. That ye sorrow not.
That you
Even
don't
as-
do what?
That ye sorrow not.
Yes.
Even as others which have no hope.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he said that. He's saying sorrow not, even as others. Because we're going to sorrow, but not as others which have no hope. We have the hope and understand. So we're going to feel it when our loved ones or somebody close to us or our people, die.
Of course you're going to grieve.
But at the same time, we have hope. That's why he said don't sorrow
As others.
even as others which have no hope.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't got no hope. That's why they sorrowing like that. We sorrow because we love them, but we understand there's a hope coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's that resurrection. So
That's right.
we understand that. We get that. The ones of us that's in the spirit understand what's going on with the Most High Word. Verse 14. For if we believe that Yahushua died,
If we believe what?
that Yahushua died
Mm-hmm. That Christ died.
and rose again,
Mm-hmm. Not only did he die, he did what?
and rose again,
Oh, he rose again. He died and then he rose again. If we believe that, then what?
even so them also which sleep,
Even those that also fell asleep that died,
mm-hmm.
what's going to happen with them?
and Yahushua
Mm-hmm. That died in
Christ
in Yahushua, which is Christ.
will the Most High bring with him.
Yes, that's the Savior. He gonna bring them. So this is what we need to teach our children. I know, it's painful on what we go through, but we're not sorrowing like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you godly and you love the Most High, you're gonna hear what He's saying.
Right.
So even our loved ones that fell asleep,
Mm-hmm.
the same process that His Son went through, that He gonna bring them with Him.
Yeah.
Like He told His apostles, you can't come with me right now, but
Not right now,
afterwards,
but afterwards.
that afterwards is the resurrection.
Yeah.
We all gonna meet up.
Exactly. So we got to have hope in our loved ones that passed on.
Yes.
And we got to know that it is hope.
Yes.
They on sleep right now.
Yes.
Which the scriptures call it. They fell on sleep. But they got hope in that resurrection. That's why we that's living,
Mm-hmm.
we have to repent and come back to the Most High, stop sinning and being wicked. So we can have that hope too when we fall on rest, if it's not before His Son come back already.
And know that your Lord and Savior gonna bring those who fell asleep in
Yes,
Him.
indeed. Verse 16. For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven.
He gonna descend, just like the angel said back in Acts. Why stand ye gazing up?
Mm-hmm.
Same manner you saw Him ascend, He gonna descend. So He gonna what? He gonna do what?
For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven
From heaven. Then what?
with a shout,
Mm-hmm.
with the voice of the archangel,
Yes.
and with the trump of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And the dead in Christ
What's gonna happen with the dead in Christ?
shall rise first.
They rising first.
They're going to rise first.
They coming with in the after. They coming with Him
They
first.
come with Him first.
Then what?
Then we which are alive,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that's alive, that's still around,
Yes.
when that time comes,
Yes. Then that's what's alive. What's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen?
then we which are alive and remain should be caught up
Mm-hmm.
together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord.
That's right. And what else?
So we're going to participate in that goodness too.
Yes.
When it happened. That us that's alive that kept the faith, and kept
Mm-hmm.
the Most High commandments, believed in Him and believed on His Son, and we did right in the Most High eyes.
That's
We're going to
right.
be caught up with them in that resurrection too. We're going to be right there.
If you're still alive and you got the faith, if you died in Christ and got the faith,
Right.
we all gonna be together
Be together.
because we all one.
Right. Verse 18. Wherefore comfort one another
Mm-hmm.
with these words.
Comfort one another with these words. So these are the words that you give your loved ones, your
Right.
children, your friends.
Mm-hmm. And why is these words comforting? Because it's hope.
That's right.
Because your loved ones and the people that you care about,
Mm-hmm.
these are comforting words to let them know that the ones that you lost and that's gone, they got hope. And they're going to be, it's hope for them to be resurrected and be in that kingdom, which we wait for, the heavenly Jerusalem.
And it's hope for us that are alive to all see each other
right,
again.
And too. Alive too, yeah.
So we all going to see each other again. And this is how we're going to see each other again.
Yeah. So that's that comforting words to me. Like, that's comforting. Because hey, if you don't know what's going on after you die, what's going on? But these words right here is comforting. These are comforting words.
And they're the truth, too.
And it's true.
So we're not giving you false comfort.
Nah, not false comfort.
This is the real deal. This is the comfort that comes from on high to comfort us so we can know what's going on.
Exactly.
Because we're the children of the light.
We're the children of the light.
And as the light, we comprehend the light. Darkness, if you're in the darkness, you don't know what's going on.
Nah. You don't know what's going on. Because you're in darkness.
You're the children of the night. We're the children of the day.
Right.
We know what's going on because the Father has given us his understanding.
Right, exactly.
And his unction, which is through his Holy One, his Son, to know all these things.
And we got to seek the Most High.
You got to.
We got to seek him, man. And we got to really pray and believe and follow him. And then he going to give you, he going to open up your understanding. And you're going to see what's really going on. Now, from there, we're going to go to 2 Timothy. We're going to go to 2 Timothy 4 and verse 1. Chapter 4, verse 1. I charge thee, therefore, before God and the Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead.
He gonna judge what?
The quick, now that says the living, and the dead, at his appearing and his kingdom.
So the quick means what?
The living.
The living, and then who else?
And the dead.
And when is he gonna do this?
At his appearing.
At his appearing.
In his kingdom.
That's right. In his kingdom.
Yep.
This is what the Father has given his Son to do, to be the judge of the quick and the dead. Understand what the apostles are bringing out and teaching us in righteousness. At his appearing.
At his appearing.
Oh, we're going to see him again.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we see him through the Spirit, even though we never laid eyes on him. But we believe that he is.
Yeah, because it's written, and our spirit bear witness to what's written. And we understand it.
That's right.
Now, we're going to go to Daniel chapter 12, 1 and 2. And it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. So he stands for the children of thy people, which is the children of Israel.
He's for his people.
Let's just get that straight real quick.
That's right.
And there should be a time of trouble, which as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people should be delivered.
Yes.
Everyone that should be found written in the book. Now, what's that book? Verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake.
Yeah.
Well, we just kept talking about the dust of the earth. They should awake. Some to everlasting life.
Yes.
And some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Uh-oh.
And you do not want to go there.
Nope.
You want to wake up to the everlasting life.
You want to be in the book of life.
Book of life. You want to be there.
You want to be woke up and not to be woke up to the resurrection where you're condemned, when you're judged.
Right. You don't want to get there.
Nah, you don't want to be in that place. That's why you got to come back to the Most High.
You got to.
Worship him in spirit and in truth.
In truth.
Learn what's written. Keep what's written. Hear what's written.
Right.
Follow what's written.
Exactly.
And you will not go astray. Because we have a shepherd that's making sure he's getting all his sheep so he can reconcile us back to the Father.
Yeah. And we're going to go and line it up with John 5, 24 through 30.
Yes.
It says, this is Mashiach talking, Christ. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me. So you believe on the Most High?
Yes.
That sent his Son? Have everlasting life.
Yes.
And shall not come unto condemnation.
That's right. You won't be held in contempt.
But is passed from death unto life.
Where they pass from?
Death unto life.
That's what's up. death to life.
Verse 25. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of the Most High.
They're going to hear his voice.
And
remember, his sheep hear his voice. They ain't
yeah.
following no other voice.
No other
strangers.
voice. They don't hear that.
When they're going to hear his voice. And what else?
And they that hear shall live.
Yes.
Verse 26. For as the Father hath life in himself.
Yes, he does. Eternal, everlasting life. From everlasting to everlasting.
To everlasting.
Thou art the Most High.
Thou art the Most High. So have he given to the Son.
Yes.
To have life in himself.
That's what the Father did.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has life now because he gave it to him.
Right. Verse 27. And have given him authority.
Yes.
Just like he gave the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else he worked with.
Mm-hmm.
He gave them authority, Adam, over all the
dominion.
the dominion over the creatures and everything
Yes.
else. He gave his son that same authority.
Over the earth.
And have given him authority to execute judgment also.
Yes.
Because he is the Son of Man.
Because he's the Son of Man. That's what he set the Son of Man to do. That first Adam, right? See, this last Adam, he going to take it all the way.
Right.
In obedience. He's not going to slip and slide.
Nah, he ain't going to slip and slide. Ain't no serpent coming this end.
No.
To see him, he already rebuked that serpent, got him out of this. So.
Yes. Gave him his walking papers.
Right. Verse 28. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice.
Yes.
Verse 29. And shall come forth. They that have done good. Unto the resurrection of life.
That's where they going. The ones that did good.
Yeah, you're going to come into that resurrection of life.
That's where you going. You better believe that.
And they that have done evil.
Where they going?
Unto the resurrection of damnation.
So there's two types of resurrection. One is a good one and one is a bad one.
Right.
It depends on what tree you were eating from. The good one or the corrupt one.
Right. Verse 30. I can of my own self do nothing.
He can't do nothing by himself.
As I hear, I judge.
That's what he does.
And my judgment is just.
Yes, it is. It's not unjust. It's just.
Because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father.
That's who it's about. His will.
Which have sent me.
Yeah.
So my shop, like this is all through the will of the Father.
That's
that
right.
He gave me the power to execute and do what he told me to do. That's all that is.
In righteousness.
In righteousness. So you got the ones that's going to come forth. They're going to have done good unto the resurrection of life. And they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation.
Yes.
So we got to understand which one you want to choose. You want to choose that life or that damnation?
Yeah, like he told us, choose life.
He told us to choose life.
Well, some going to choose death. They're going to judge themselves unworthy of salvation.
Right. Which is crazy to me.
It's crazy, but hey, we turn over here and here, wherever the Most High is going to have some fruit to bring into everlasting life. So it's crazy to judge yourself unworthy of salvation.
Yeah, it is.
But there's going to be some people who are going to choose the lake of fire.
They're going to choose the lake of fire because they don't want to choose life.
They don't. They don't want their names written in heaven.
Nah. So we're going to go to Ezekiel 37.
Yes.
11 through 14. And we're going to see what this is talking about.
Yes. Let's see it's going to be brought out.
It says, Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. And if you read from the first verse going up, you'll see what's talking when it says these bones. It says, These bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, Our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our pots. Verse 12, Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves.
What is he going to do with his people?
I will open your graves.
Because he's the judge of the dead and the quick, which is the living.
And cause you to come up out of your graves.
Yes.
And bring you into the land of Israel.
Yes. So from that point, they're going to go to the land of Israel, the land of promise.
Right.
Not to heaven. It's already telling us where this is going to be, the gathering of the quick and the dead.
Right.
So right here's the graves, but when he gathers them first, because we who are alive can't prevent them who already fell on sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to take them up out of their graves, and they're going to go where again?
And cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
You're going to the land of Israel. Because remember, the apostle said, is this the time that the kingdom is coming to Israel?
Yeah.
So they're going to go to the land of Israel. The kingdom is coming to them.
And it's going to be all through the power of the Most High.
Yes.
And everybody going to see that it's not no 1948 hoax. It's going to be the true time when that happens. Everybody going to see and know that's the power of the Most High.
Through this event, through the resurrection.
This
is the real resurrection to show you who the true God of Israel is.
Exactly.
God's Israel. Through how he's going to resurrect you through the grave. Just like he did it with his son, he's going to do it with his children.
Right. And Ezekiel is showing you too about that resurrection right here.
Yes.
Verse 13, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Yes.
When I have opened your graves.
When are we going to know that he's the Lord?
When I have opened your graves.
Because that's the power of the Most High. Only the Most High can do all that.
Oh, my people.
Yes.
And brought you up out of your graves.
And brought you up out of there. That was saw corruption. And that was sown in weakness. He's raising it in power now.
Yeah, he is.
Like our brother Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15.
Yeah.
And that's what Ezekiel is witnessing too.
Yeah, that's what he witnessed.
So the holy apostles and the holy prophets are being shown the same thing. They speak in the same thing from the same spirit of truth.
Yeah. And I got to just say this. And you know why Ezekiel, why he knew this? I got to read verse 1 real quick.
Okay.
It says, the hand of the Lord was upon me.
Yes.
And carried me out in the spirit of the Lord.
Yes.
And set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones. So he was in the spirit. That's why he understand. That's why when the prophets in the spirit, the Most High reveal and show him things from, future and all that. They give him all that understanding because he's in the spirit. And that's why he's seeing this. So I just had to say that real quick.
That's right. It's a good point. Speaking to them in the spirit. Where people can't see. Remember?
Well, they can't see it.
Because, see, the world don't receive the spirit of truth because they don't see it.
Yeah, they don't see that.
But the holy prophets, they saw it.
They seen it.
The holy apostles, they saw it.
Yeah, they did.
And you who love the Most High, you see it too.
You're going to see it too, yeah.
The pure in heart shall see the Most High.
Verse 14. And shall put my spirit in you.
Yes.
And ye shall live.
That's right.
Let me go back to 13 just in case somebody might not forget. It says, and ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. Verse 14. And shall put my spirit in you.
Yes.
And ye shall live.
That's right.
And I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it.
Amen.
And performed it, saith the Lord.
Spoke it and performed it.
And performed it.
So once he spoke it, you better believe it's not coming back to him, boy. He going to perform that when he just spoke through the mouth of Ezekiel.
Oh, yeah.
So keep the faith, children of Israel.
Keep it.
Keep that and understand that we have the hope of the resurrection ahead of us.
Right. All this we're doing is not for nothing.
That's right.
It's a reason why we're doing this, and it's a promise that's going to be given to us, and it's going to be shown to us that we ain't do this for nothing. It's not in vain.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not our labor in the Lord.
Nah, it ain't.
So keep in your mind that he's the judge of the quick and the dead.
So from there, we're going to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 10 through 24. And it says, verse 10 say, thus saith the Lord unto Ezra. And this is another prophet that the Most High showed a lot of stuff because he wanted to know. Tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I will have given unto Israel.
Yes.
Verse 11, their glory also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles, which I have prepared for them.
Yes, the everlasting tabernacles.
Verse 12, they shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. Verse 13, go and ye shall receive. Pray for few days unto you, that they may be shortened.
For his elect's sake.
The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. Verse 14, take heaven and earth to witness, for I have broken the evil in pieces, and created the good.
Yeah, because what he makes is good.
For I live, saith the Lord. Verse 15, Mother, embrace thy children, and bring them up with gladness. Make their feet as fast as a pillar. For I have chosen thee, saith the Lord. Verse 16, and those that be dead, will I raise up again from their places, which we just was reading about in Ezekiel, and all throughout certain other scriptures, and bring them out of the graves. For I have known my name in Israel.
Yes.
That's what he known his name in Israel. Not in Edom, Moab, Ishmael, nowhere. He known his name Israel. 17. Fear not, thou mother of the children. For I have chosen thee, saith the Lord.
Right. Even though Jerusalem and her children went into captivity, he said, don't fear that. I've chosen you.
Right. Verse 18. For thy help will I send my servants, Isaiah and Jeremiah.
Who he gonna send to us?
Isaiah and Jeremiah.
That's right.
After whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for thee 12 trees laden with divers fruits.
All sorts of fruits. Just like in the book of Revelation.
In Revelation, yeah.
That bear that manner of fruit.
That's talking about
yes,
right
it
there.
is.
Verse 19. And as many fountains flowing with milk and honey. And 7 mighty mountains.
Yes, 7 mighty mountains.
Whereupon there grew roses and lilies, whereby I will fill thy children with joy.
That reminds me of the 7 churches. Filling us with joy.
Yeah.
That's right. What else?
Verse 20. Do right to the widow.
Yes.
Judge for the fatherless. Give to the poor.
Yes.
Defend the orphan.
That's right.
Clothe the naked.
Yes.
Verse 21. Heal the broken and the weak. Laugh not a lame man to scorn. Defend the maimed, and let the blind man come into the sight of my clearness.
See, out of obscurity. Out of darkness.
Verse 22. Keep the old and young within thy walls. Verse 23. Wheresoever thou findest the dead, take them and bury them, and I will give thee the first place in my resurrection.
That's right.
Verse 24. Abide still, O my people, and take thy rest, for thy quietness shall come.
That's what he said. Abide still. Just like he said in Hosea 3. Abide, you're going to be without for many days, but abide still. Because that rest is coming. We're going to enter into our Father's rest.
And I'm going to tell y'all like this. That rest that we've been looking for with the Sabbath, that you ain't even going to be able to understand when that time comes. When we get the kingdom back, what that rest is really all about. You understand true rest. You understand what the true rest really is talking about. And we're going to get that too. We're going to get it. And from there, we're going to go to Revelation 20 and 6.
Yeah, because he was told he would be the first in his resurrection.
Yeah.
So let's look at this first and what this is about.
Exactly. Revelation chapter 20 verse 6 say, blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection.
Yes. Blessed and holy.
Blessed and holy.
Yes.
Is he that have part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power.
That's right.
But they shall be priests of the Most High and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
That's right.
That's why it's blessed and holy.
So even though in Genesis 5 you see the generations of Adam not making it to that 1,000, but right here with this last Adam, they're going to make it to the 1,000.
Oh, they're going to make it.
Oh, yes.
Because that's why man couldn't live past that 1,000. He was 900 something. He didn't make it past that.
And then he reduced it down to 120.
Then reduced it down. And now we just read that's going to be 1,000 years with that reign right there.
Oh, yes. So now he's increasing it through his son that got the victory over that wicked one.
Yep.
For us.
For us. For the children of Israel.
Yes.
Who he loved. Who he sent the son to lay his life down for us, man.
A lamb without blemish.
Lamb without blemish. And he giving us another chance. The resurrection is coming.
Yes.
And all he wants us to do is turn from our wickedness and repent and come back to him. That's it. That's all he wants us to do. So we're going to go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, 1 through 4. And say, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High.
Yes, it is. Can't take it out of his hand.
And there shall no torment touch them.
That's right. No evil shall befall them.
None. Verse 2. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
Yeah, in their sight.
And they sight, they're like, oh, look.
Oh, it's done for them.
Yeah, it's over. They
we
die.
put an end to them, whatever. You're just a castaway.
Right. And their departure is taken for misery. But like we just read in the first verse, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High.
Yes.
And there should no torment touch them.
That's right.
So understand and believe that one.
Mm-hmm. Even though through 6 troubles you may go through these things as Jacob and his troubles, but that 7, oh, you can't touch the Most High and the rest that he got for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it may, now what does it say about the wicked? The wicked may be thinking this. What they thinking?
Verse 2, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. And their departure is taken for misery.
So they're leaving here from the earth and being buried. That's taken for misery. And he's calling them unwise.
Unwise. That's the sight of the unwise.
You're unwise. You don't have no understanding about this.
Mm-hmm.
Then what else?
Verse 3, and they're going from us to be utter destruction.
See that? So those, them leaving, they're utterly destroyed.
But guess what? It says, but they are in peace.
But they're in peace. See, even though you thought we were cast down, but we're not forsaken. They're in peace.
They're in peace. The ones that's sleeping, they're in peace.
They're resting in hope, in peace.
All right. Verse 4, for though they be punished in the sight of men,
yes,
yet is their hope full of immortality.
Yes, but there's hope for immortality. We're faithful unto death.
Yeah. So that's telling you right there. That's the hope, that immortality. So they resting in hope, and they in peace right now, and just waiting. So that's how we look at it too.
That's how we look at it.
That's
we know this mortal gonna put on immortality.
Oh yeah, we know that.
We know that the mortality aspect of the body is gonna be turned into immortality.
We get
just
that
like we just went in. We went in on the scriptures through that, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. We took some precepts over here, precepts over there, to give you the understanding.
Yeah. Now we're going to go to Sirach 34, 11 through 15.
Okay.
When I travailed, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express. I was oft times in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. Verse 13, the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live.
What's going to happen to those who fear the Lord?
The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live.
That's right.
And that's what we keep talking about. How you gonna live? What? That resurrection, you're gonna be
made a quickening spirit.
Exactly.
That's why it says the spirit shall live, because you're gonna be made a quickening spirit.
The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them.
Yes. Salvation appointed.
Verse 14. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear, nor be afraid, for he is his hope.
Yes, he is.
Verse 15. Blessed.
Now you can see why people are so faithful unto death, because they know who their hope is.
That's who their hope is.
They're not dying in like, oh man, I don't know what's going to happen, in fear, because they think that's just the only life they have. Because they know it's one life, but they already understand the power of how that same life that was given to them is they're going to be quickened.
Exactly. So that's why it says, whoso feareth the Lord should not fear, nor be afraid.
That's right.
For he is his hope.
Yes.
Verse 15, blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. To whom does he look? And who is his strength?
That's right. The joy of the Lord is our strength. That's who we're looking toward. Without him, we don't have any hope.
Nah,
anything outside of him is hopelessness.
Because all this stuff going on, man, you just feel like, what's going to happen? When I'm gone, I'm just gone, and it's nothing. Nah, we got a hope.
Yeah.
That we're looking forward to.
That's right.
And that's the Most High. He give us that hope to understand that after we leave this body, it's more to it than this. It's more to it. It's not just you in the grave and it's over. No.
That's the understanding of the unwise.
That's the understanding of the unwise.
The unwise think like that. But the wise, they going to understand.
Yeah.
The wicked, they going to do wickedly.
Right. So we about to go to 2 Maccabees, chapter 7.
Yes, we're going to give some testimonies now
Mm-hmm.
of some of our brothers and sisters who actually had the faith that was faithful unto death. Just give you a couple examples of where their thoughts were.
Right. This 2 Maccabees chapter 7 verse 13.
This is the time of the Greeks.
And verse 14. Now, hopefully y'all read this whole chapter, because this chapter, man, woo. It's about a woman and her sons that was faithful to the end. They was faithful to the end because these heathens put them to death because they didn't want to sin and go against the Most High. So we're just going to pick up these two verses. So if y'all read, if you're familiar with it, y'all know what we're talking about. But if y'all not, please read this whole chapter. 2 Maccabees chapter 7. We're going to start from 13 and 14. Now this is one of her sons. It says, now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by man. Now who you know going around talking about it is good to be put to death by man? By men. This is where he said that though. He said to look for hope from the Most High.
To look for what?
To look for hope from the Most High. To be raised up again by him.
That's right. So when you hear Paul say it's gain to be with the Lord, this is what he means. Say that again.
I'll read it again. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good.
That's right.
Being put to death by men.
Go ahead.
To look for hope.
To look for hope.
From God, to be raised up again by him.
That's right.
As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection
That's
to life.
what he told him.
And he told him.
He's wicked.
Yeah, you wicked. You ain't having no resurrection to life.
So that's what he heard before he put him to death. That was the last words that he heard, but it's not going to be the last word.
No.
He going to hear the saints, when they come judging, they're going to hear what happened. So they just put a righteous young man to death.
To death, yeah. Because he don't want to be sinning against the Most High.
Yeah, so at your time, go read it. It's about a woman, a mother. She had 7 sons, and there was an evil king during the Greek Empire that was doing some terrible things.
Right. Y'all see it when y'all read that. If you haven't read it, read that to see why we went to those two verses, 13 and 14, to lead up to why we brought that out.
We just want to show you how he was faithful unto death with his testimony.
Right.
How he just kept the faith, even in the midst of the threat of death. He still stayed faithful, understanding the resurrection and the hope.
Now we go to 2 Maccabees again, standing this time chapter 12, verse 41 through 45. It says, all men therefore praising the Lord, the righteous judge, who have opened the things that were hid. And that's what the Most High do. He opened the things that's hid to the ones who serve him. 42. Betook themselves unto prayer, and besought him that the sin committed might wholly be put out of remembrance. Besides that, noble Judas exhorted the people to keep themselves from sin, for as much as they saw before their eyes the things that came to pass for the sins of those that were slain. Verse 43. And when he had made a gathering throughout the company to the sum of 2,000 drachms of silver, he sent it to Jerusalem to offer a sin offering, doing their end very well and honestly, and that he was mindful of the resurrection. Verse 44. For if he had not hoped that they that were slain should have risen again, it had been superfluous and vain to pray for the dead. So you already knew it was a hope and a resurrection. Verse 45, and also in that he perceived that there was great favor laid up for those that died godly.
For those who passed away, what would happen with the godliness of the men who actually served the Most High?
It was an holy and good thought.
Yes, it was.
Whereupon he made a reconciliation for the dead, that they might be delivered from sin.
That's right. And we're going to hear Brother James also tell us about what this is too.
Because our ancestors, we prayed for each other, man, the ones living and our fallen ones, so they could have that hope and that resurrection. That's all that's about.
And they understood the operation of the Spirit about the quick and the dead. We just want to understand the quick and the dead and how the Father prophesied that it would come. The resurrection, the hope of our forefathers, And
Right.
we went through so many different generations and times,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still the belief of what the Father said is still the same. It didn't
Still
change.
the same. It ain't changed. Nothing ain't
The
changed.
understanding of what it is still here.
Right. So we go to James 5, chapter 5, verse 14 through 16.
Wait, verse? So James 5.
14 through 16.
Okay, verses 14 through 16. Okay.
And 19 and 20. So 14, it says, "Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church."
So when someone is sick among you, what do you call for?
The elders of the church.
Okay, then what?
"And let them pray over him,
That's right.
anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord."
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15, "And the prayer of faith shall save the sick,
Mm-hmm.
and the Lord shall raise him up."
Yes. The Lord gonna do what?
Raise him up.
That's right.
"And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him."
That's right. Remission of sins, forgiveness.
Verse 16, "Confess your faults one to another,
Mm-hmm.
and pray one for another." Like we just read in the Maccabees with what he was doing, Jude.
Yes.
"That ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much."
It will avail.
Now we're going to skip to 19 and 20. 17 talk about Elijah, so y'all can read that. But
What he did in prayer.
what he did in prayer. Verse 19, "Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth,
Mm-hmm.
and one convert him,"
Yes.
verse 20, "let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death."
Yes. And that's that second death.
Mm-hmm.
Both appointments. You don't want to be twice dead.
Nah, you don't.
Because there's no power in the second death.
Mm-mm. It says, "Let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death, and shall hide a multitude of sins."
That's right. So that means you will be all those things that was done in your body in that tabernacle when it's put off. When you're judged, that multitude of sins is going to be blotted out.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be forgiven and healed.
Right. So we gotta come back to the Most High, man. We gotta understand that it's hope for us, when we gone. It's that resurrection. We coming back, but guess what? You're gonna come back and be judged for doing good, or come back and get judged for being evil.
Mm-hmm.
What side you want to stand on? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And when he comes, is he going to find faith? What he going to find when he comes? Because
Right.
you know he's coming like a thief.
Yeah.
So you better be
So-
prepared and watch and pray.
This is the time right now.
Yes.
This is the time because we understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have our loved ones looking down. They resting in hope right now.
Mm-hmm.
Our loved ones, man, that we lost, and our peoples that we care about, they resting in hope, and we hope to see them in that resurrection. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason we brought out this lesson, that we brought out the show about the resurrection, and it is hope for the ones that you lost. And we also wanted to show man is appointed out once.
Mm-hmm.
You don't come back as a butterfly or another man or another woman.
Mm-hmm.
You're appointed out once, and then the judgment.
That's right. And when you hear the scripture say fall asleep, that's just how we speak. That we
Yeah.
know that you're going to get woke up. But this time it's
Right.
going to be the righteousness.
Exactly.
That last trump, like Martha was saying.
Mhm.
And that last day.
And we also wanted to show when you do pass away, nobody ascended to the heaven.
Oh, yeah, nobody.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless you came down.
Unless
from
you
heaven.
came down. We only know that one person that did that.
Mhm.
That's Mashiach, Christ. So, the Most High already let it be known, He gave the earth for mankind to dwell on,
That's correct.
not the heavens.
Because that's his throne.
That's His throne. So we wanted to just say that. And we're going to close with a couple scriptures, and then that's about it. So hopefully y'all understand what we were trying to bring out to show y'all about the resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Man is appointed to die once,
That's right.
and then when you do die, you ain't going up in heaven.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But we do have a hope for that resurrection.
Mm-hmm. And who the Father appointed to be the judge over the quick and the dead.
Exactly.
Quick meaning the living, and the dead meaning the dead.
Right.
The ones who fell on sleep, who died, who passed away.
So yeah, that's what we wanted to bring out. And we're going to go to Numbers 23 and 10.
Yes.
It says, who can count the dust of Jacob?
Who can do that?
And the number of the fourth part of Israel. Let me die the death of the righteous.
What does that sorcerer say?
Let me die the death of the righteous.
That's what he said. So he knew that there was a place for the righteous in the resurrection. See, that other king that slayed the mother and his sons, they didn't have that fear. So he said, let him die the what?
Let me die the death of the righteous.
That's what he said. Read Numbers 23 on your own. You'll see
to
why I
find
call
out.
him a sorcerer.
Yeah. I'm about to say, You gotta let them know that, because they probably know what you're
like,
talking about.
So go back and so you can understand, because we picked it up at a certain point, but if you go back some chapters, it'll lead up to who I'm talking about.
Right.
But he said, let him die what?
Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his.
The last end. Jacob is the world that followeth. Let it be the last end of the righteous.
Right.
So even back then, they knew about Jacob's dust.
They knew.
They knew about the resurrection of the righteous. Even though the Most High reigns on the just and the unjust, he still knew that there's going to be a last day.
Right. And that's why he said what he said.
That's why he said that. In Numbers 23, verse 10.
That's why he said, let me die the death of the righteous. And let my last end be like his. Because he understood about Jacob.
Yeah, he understood about Jacob.
That's why he said that.
He understands about Jacob.
Then we go to Psalms 116, 14 through 19. It says, I will pay, let me make sure I'm on it. Psalms 116, yeah. It says, I will pay my vows unto the Lord, now in the presence of all his people. Verse 15, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints.
Yes, his saints.
O Lord, truly I am thy servant. I am thy servant, and the son of thine handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bonds.
See, but remember how when you read in the Apocrypha where it says the unwise didn't look at it like that. They thought that was utter destruction. You just forsaken.
It says precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Why? Because they held fast to the end.
Yes.
And they got that hope. They know that resurrection is coming. That's why. Verse 16, O Lord, truly I am thy servant. I am thy servant, and the son of thine handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bonds. Verse 17, I will offer to thee the sacrifice of thanksgiving, and will call upon the name of the Lord.
Yes.
Verse 18, I will pay my vows unto the Lord, now in the presence of all his people.
Yes.
Verse 19, in the courts of the Lord's house, in the midst of thee, O Jerusalem, praise ye the Lord.
The Lord.
We always going to praise the Most High.
Always. Without ceasing.
Without ceasing, no matter what we
pray
going
without
through.
ceasing. We're going to watch and pray. We're not going to cease to give the Father the glory.
Nope.
Because he's worthy of it.
He is.
And when we pay our vows, we're not going to defer to pay it. We're going to thank him.
Always.
We're grateful.
We are.
For everything he's done for us, did for us, and will do for us.
Now we go to 1 John 3, 1 and 2.
Yes.
It says, behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us.
Yeah, look at it.
That we should be called the sons of the Most High.
That we should be called what?
The sons of the Most High. Therefore the world knoweth us not.
See? The world don't know us.
They don't know us.
They don't even recognize us.
Nah. Because we ain't partaking in all the filth that's going on. It says, therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not.
That's right. It didn't know him.
It don't know him.
It don't know us.
Right. Because we follow what he say.
Yeah.
We don't follow what the world say. The world say,
be wicked.
Be wicked. We say, no, we want to be righteous. The world say, be filthy. We say, we're going to be clean. So that's just like pretty much a little example of what I'm trying to say. Verse 2 says, beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High.
That's right. And these sons are holy, not profane.
Holy, yeah, not profane. And it doth not yet appear what we should be, but we know that when he shall appear.
But when he appears, it may not appear what we'll be, but when he appears, what's going to happen?
We should be like him.
Just like he is. So that's the body that the Father going to see fit. We don't know how it's going to appear. So they didn't come in here making stuff up, telling false visions, telling false dreams. They just said as soon as he comes, we'll know then what we'll be when he appears.
Right. For we shall see him as he is.
We'll see him as he is, right then and there.
Okay, I gotta read this one more. 3. It says, and every man that have this hope in him.
Where?
And every man that have this hope in him.
In him, okay.
Purifieth himself.
Yes, he does.
Even as he is pure.
That's right. To the pure, all things are pure.
So we got something good to look forward to.
That's
Telling
right.
you. Real good. Now we're going to close it out with this. Revelation 21, 1 through 4. It say, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
Yes.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away. And there was no more sea. Verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city.
What did he see?
Saw the holy city.
And what's going on with the holy city?
New Jerusalem. Coming down from the Most High out of heaven.
So it came down, so we didn't go to it.
We ain't go to it.
So can you say that again so I can have a full understanding?
It said, I'm going to read again. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
Yes.
And there was no more sea.
Okay.
Verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city.
Okay.
New Jerusalem.
New Jerusalem. That's the name of our city.
Coming down from the Most High out of heaven.
That's where it came from. It's coming down to us.
Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful. Man, that's lovely.
A bride and groom.
That's lovely.
To the bride and groom.
To the bride and groom.
Sipping on that new wine.
Yes, indeed. Verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men.
Yes.
And he will dwell with them.
Yes.
Now we up there dwelling with them, with him. He'll dwell with them, with us. And they shall be his people. And the Most High himself should be with them and be their God.
Yes.
Verse 4. And guess what? This is the beautiful thing right here. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
Oh, yes.
So all the sorrowfulness that we went through, all the pain that was going on in our life, the loved ones we lost, all that stuff going on, it says, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. And there should be no more death.
No more.
Death is going to be no more. It says, and there should be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying.
None of that.
Neither shall there be any more pain.
That's right.
For the former things are passed away.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking forward to right there. When we was reading about, we're looking forward to the Most High. He's going to wipe away all the sorrow, the tears, the pain, the death is going to be no more. But one thing we must do is serve and follow the Most High. Man. We have to keep his commandments. We have to serve him in spirit and in truth. That's important. Truth, too. Can't be no lies.
And you have to love your neighbor as yourself.
Love your neighbor
because
as
what
yourself.
man who have not seen the Most High, but he sees his brother every day,
Right,
hates
hate
him.
his brother.
You hate your brother.
You can't say you love the Most High and hate your brother. That's
No,
a
you
lie.
can't.
So we got a kingdom we're looking forward to. The resurrection. We want to get in that resurrection if we're not still here by the time the Most High send his son back. So that's what we're looking forward to. And that's why we was bringing out to let you know. Your loved ones that's gone, it's not over. It's hope. They resting in hope right now. So,
But believe it as it is written.
Believe as it's written.
And teach your children what's
and
written.
teach your children what's written.
And the Father will love you for that because
Yes,
you're
indeed.
passing down what he told you to say.
Exactly.
And not what somebody making up
Exactly.
to falsely comfort you. No, we want to be comforted by the words of righteousness.
Right.
Because those are everlasting words. They're going to
Everlasting
last
words.
into the eternity.
Yes, indeed. So hopefully y'all got some, understanding on what was brought out. And until next time, like always,
Love you much.
love y'all brothers and sisters, man. Y'all be cool.
Yes.
All right.